What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, for my sister's birthday, I wanted to run her favorite Pokemon in the Go Battle League. Unfortunately, her favorite Pokemon was Flygon, so I didn't really want to build a team around that. Luckily, she said that Togekiss was a very close second, so Togekiss it is here today. This Pokemon is very unique as far as flying-type Pokemon go. It has access to a fighting-type attack, having that Aura Sphere coverage, which is not just a good coverage move, but is also one of the most efficient charge attacks in the game. It is a fighting-type version of Hydro Cannon, and Togekiss also has Peck, a very good fast move, as well as Psyshock, which is a fantastic coverage move for a Fairy-type Pokemon. Really quick, before we do get into the battles, I want to say if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It really helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what this Pokemon can do. Licky Licky into Tinkaton. Who uses Tinkaton? That's not amazing. But, maybe it's actually kind of playable here. What I'm going to do, actually, is I'm just going to stay in for a second with Licky Licky. There's a chance they could think that I'm on a funny moveset here, such as Earthquake, right? Maybe I get a shield if they end up just, staying in, if I stay in, that is. And I can survive a Play Rough. It's not going to do that much damage to us. And, Shadow Ball is neutral against them, too, right? So, I think I'm fine landing this attack. And by landing this move, it's actually going to make it so they're probably in Aura Sphere range for our Togekiss. We'll see how this goes, though. They're at 2, so 5 away from their next big move. I could CMP here, but I know it wouldn't quite yet be enough, so I'm just going to shield this up, overfarm, and hope that Togekiss energy in the backline is going to be more usable. But we'll see what they want to do. They do Play Rough, so they're 6 away from their next move here. And they are staying in for a second, which is kind of interesting. Go for the Aura Sphere now. They're at their Play Rough. They might have actually gone for a catch or a CMP. I don't know what happened there, because the visuals, unfortunately, in this game are not always amazing. Okay, they just let that go. They probably CMP'd an attack there. Which, if they CMP'd at that point, that almost certainly means they threw a pretty inefficient move like a Bulldoze. And we see, I think, a Greninja is what just came in there. Yeah, okay. Interesting. And we can go for the Aura Sphere here. The thing about Greninja is, while it is very spammy, and while it is a little bit scary here for our whole team, I think it's very playable. Because what if I do this? I just catch the Hydro Cannon, I get a full Incinerate Sneak as well, and now I'm just a single Incinerate away from a one-shotting move against this Pokemon. I feel like that's not a bad play. Okay, they bring in a Furret here, and now, honestly, I think I'm in a pretty good spot. They do have some energy left over on the Greninja, but what they don't have is charge attack pressure here against my Gourgeist. So Seed Bombs and Incinerates, they're going to add up quite a bit here, and as long as I can sponge energy on my Licky Licky, I think my Togekiss can close this game out pretty well. Get a second Seed Bomb off. Likely this doesn't knock out or anything, but it will put them into potentially farm down range later on, but they will farm us all the way down here, which is a little bit scary. But I'll just bring in Licky Licky, force him to throw energy against us here. I have a Body Slam ready to go, but I can also just let my Licky Licky go down. I guess I'll just let them throw the move here. I was going to try to swap into Togekiss, but if I can't get a 0-turn swap, that's probably not worthwhile. We'll just let our Licky Licky go down. And then at this point, we peck this down, we get the Aura Sphere off into the Greninja, and keep in mind, while they do have one move right now, we caught a full Hydro Cannon just a second ago, so we're in such a good position. They Night Slash bait, I guess. They get the boost, because, why not? First game of the day, they got a boost on us, just to show us what's what. But Aura Sphere should knock this out. Furret is very much energy dry at this point. We can peck them down, and that should be a win. Let's go. That was kind of a fun one. Alright, next game, we'll see Licky Licky into Drifblim. Beautiful lead. One of the best leads I could see, honestly. I wouldn't say our backline is unplayable into this, but by far, this is the best spot for it to be in, so we'll see what they do. And that's actually kind of interesting here. They bring in a Shadow Drapion, which I honestly don't really have a good answer to. So I'm going to stay in a second with my Licky Licky and just go for a Body Slam here. Right now, they're at 6. Wow, okay, they're letting us farm up so much energy here. They threw on Alignment, or if I went for a sneak, I could have got a full rollout through, but that's fine. We can just go for the no-shield here. Crunch is not going to one-shot us. And, honestly, at this point, I think we probably get a shield, right? They're at 4, so they have an Aqua Tail ready to go. What are they going to do? Oh, they let that go, okay. Well, we'll bring in our Togekiss here. It might be a bad play, but I need to keep my Licky Licky around, I think, because Gourgeist really sucks against this team so far, and I wouldn't be surprised if they had a Mud Slapper in the back, or some sort of ground type in general. And honestly, Togekiss is not unplayable in a Drifblim, right? If I get 2 Psyshocks off here, That's going to put them pretty low. And if they throw energy to knock us out before then they're not going to have energy for Licky Licky. They're at 3 and they shield that. Interesting. I get a second move if they don't throw more energy. 6? Alright. Well, this is interesting. I don't know exactly how this is going to play out then. They have an Icy Wind +1 right now. Oh my goodness, that does so much damage. Okay, and we see the final Pokemon is a Digger's Beam. Now again, I wouldn't ever call this the best matchup in the world for my Gourgeist, but honestly, it's not bad. I have the super effective Seed Bomb damage here, and while they do have the energy lead against us, I have access to shields, and they only have one shield themselves, so that's good. Yeah, they don't quite two-shot us here, it looks like, which is pretty nice to see. If a two-shot was possible from them, then I might be in a bit of a scarier spot. But we have to keep in mind here, in just a second, they might be able to swap back into that Drifblim. And I don't want to let that happen. Alright, big Seed Bomb. I want to land these 2 Seed Bombs here before they can do anything. So I'm actually going to throw on Alignment. Oh, well, that's fine too. They go for a very interesting play here. Honestly, I wasn't expecting that. I thought for sure they were going to do something slightly different there. But I think that's still fine. Because I can just go for a full undercharge here and get a rollout down with my Licky Licky. And then I can still save a shield and some energy on my Gourgeist here for the backline. Yeah, we still get a bit more energy out of this matchup. And as long as we put this into Seed Bomb range for this Diggersby, that is, we should be in a pretty good spot. They're almost out of Fire Punch right now. I can never shield my Licky Licky, though, because if I do, then they can Fire Punch my Gourgeist before I get a Seed Bomb off. So we'll see how they play this out. And just like that, that should be game over. I am a single Incinerate away right now from a Seed Bomb. So because I can just get a sneak guaranteed, I can shield up and win CMP, I should just have this game in the bag. And they have to throw energy here. So, yeah, this is beautiful. Their win con right now is an undercharge, and then a farm down, and then I one-turn lag. That is, like, the only way I could see them winning, but they don't go for that, because, I mean, they don't really have any control in the one-turn lag in the first place. We shield this up. We have the Seed Bomb. Diggersby at this point has been chipped down way too low. And despite a little bit of a tricky safe swap there, Shadow Drapion being so good into my team was a little bit scary. Gourgeist was honestly pretty good here in the backline, and I gotta say, Licky Licky and Togekiss put in quite a bit of work too, so down goes Diggersby. A little bit of a scary endgame, but still a pretty confident win. Alright, next game, we'll get our Licky Licky into a Pangoro. I do not love this lead matchup here, but sometimes Togekiss is pretty safe into these teams, so we'll swap it in and see what we can do. Honestly, maybe that's not terrible. So I have super effective Psyshock here, and getting a shield advantage could be pretty nice. I think that's our best way of winning. They're at 5 right now, so they're almost out of move. Oh, they let that go? That's crazy. I think I can just shield this once and farm down. Maybe they get a debuff, or maybe they have Acid Spray. If they had Acid Spray, that's pretty bad. No debuff, please. Okay, no debuff, just farm down. Okay, hold on. I mean, keeping Togekiss around here is actually pretty huge. But what's in the back here this game? Because I want to keep my Togekiss if I can. Corviknight, alright. We'll save the energy and bring in our Gourgeist here. And we actually, I don't know if this was a catch or if they just wanted to throw a move. They did throw in pretty bad timing either way. So this is only an Air Cutter. We survived that pretty comfortably here. And Pangoro likely still can't knock us out with a single Night Slash. I think we're in a much better spot now. We have back-to-back moves ready on our Togekiss. We have a Seed Bomb loaded already, and Incinerate damage is also going to add up. They can't quite knock us out there. And the thing is, they might Karate Chop us down, which I wouldn't love, but they won't have enough energy, even if they do, to reach as many moves as they need to before I can get to the back-to-back Aura Sphere that I already have loaded on my Togekiss. Come on, Gourgeist. Ah, no DRE for me. But I mean, I survive a Night Slash here, right? Lose condition is that, for some reason, they have Rock Slide. But I don't think any Pangoro runs that in Great League. Oh my god, no! No! They actually had it? Well, they got me good there. I guess I should have shielded that. I should have shielded that. Alright, next game. Next game. We'll pretend that didn't just happen. Licky Licky into Claydol. Okay, this is weird. I have Shadow Ball here, right? That's not bad for us. And honestly, Togekiss is not great here, is it? Because Togekiss's energy is all resisted. So we'll go for a Shadow Ball. It is super effective, but Claydol is going to go for the Rock Tombs against us, which will lower my attack stat. It might make this matchup a little bit more annoying the longer it goes. Classic Claydol shenanigans, the instant shield. Who would have thought? Interestingly enough, though, they don't throw until I'm almost at my next move here. I guess I'm just going to go for the no shield. I don't really want to shield a Licky Licky at this point. And yeah, I mean, that doesn't do that much damage, right? It's only a Claydol, non-stab Rock Tomb. That's not the scariest move in the game. We can go for the Shadow Ball here. Try our very best to get at least some chip damage against this thing. And there we go. We put that thing pretty deep into the yellow. And do I win CMP against a Claydol? Well, I guess they catch. On Corviknight, though. Interesting. I think I come in Gourgeist here. I think that's the play. Because it forces them to either throw on bad timing with a payback, or it forces them to do something else crazy, and I guess we'll see what they want to do. Yeah, they only Air Cutter. So I can no-shield this pretty comfortably. And then I can Shadow Ball. Or, I mean, alternatively, what if I just go for, like, a shield and farm down? I'm going to shield this up. I want to have all of this energy on my Gourgeist if I can. They're already a little bit soft here to our Gourgeist, right? Corviknight plus Claydol is an interesting core. But I mean, 100 energy on Gourgeist is still pretty scary. Well, on paper it would have been. They actually have a Galarian Moltres, which that is not the best Pokemon to see, but maybe there's still a chance here. Because I have my Togekiss, which is a pretty decent pick into the Claydol still. How do I play this out? I think I need to shield this Rock Tomb. It's going to do more damage than most things that would still land against us this game. They're already at a second, though. Okay. Well, I think I see the way to win this, and it's not going to be easy here. But I basically need to come out of this matchup with as much energy as possible. Okay. Let's go for a bit of an undercharge here, just to get a bit more peck damage against this thing if possible. We'll see what we can do. I get one more peck out of this. I need 2 Aura Spheres. And then a Shadow Ball to win this. And I have the Shadow Ball ready to go. They likely no-shield this. And I do win CMP against Galarian Moltres. So as long as they don't CMP us with a Fly right now, we should win. And they don't. So that should be game over. We also have our Licky Licky, just in case we need it, as a way to catch a move later on this game. But I mean, I don't think a catch is going to happen. Maybe, honestly, Licky Licky could still get to another move against this if we needed to. Alright, 1 turn lag, lose condition, let's see if it happens. We got Rock Slid a second ago, so crazier things have happened. But no, this time we do round out the win. We get the Aura Sphere off. This should get the knockout. And a little bit of a tricky team, honestly. But luckily, Togekiss is just kind of busted. Alright, next game, we'll see Licky Licky into Shadow Dusknoir. Alright. Well, this is kind of where I want to see it. I am always a little bit scared about Pokemon like this, though, because Dusknoir has the capability of landing a Dynamic Punch into us. That is a lot of damage, potentially. They try to go for a catch here. Luckily, I see it coming, so we don't fall for it initially. With that said, this is still not the best situation to be in, just because they still have that Dusknoir with a lot of energy in the back line. I'm just going to build up energy here, though. This might be an Icy Wind, but honestly, I'm kind of fine if it is, because I just want to save energy if I can. Safe swapping a Wigglytuff is diabolical, but it's going to work out for them, it looks like, because I don't have a hard answer to it. So it's making my life pretty uncomfortable here. And I have to throw in kind of bad timing, or else I'd let a second Icy Wind land before my next Seed Bomb. I don't love where this game's going, but it's like, it's still playable, but we'll see how things happen. Alright, they have to Icy Wind again here. If they don't, then Swift definitely does not knock out. Yeah, the Icy Wind. I have a lot of energy still on my Licky Licky, which is nice. I am kind of concerned about what could be in the back, though, because it seems like this team's a lot of fast move pressure so far. If it's like a Bastiodon, we'd be in a lot of trouble. They're staying in. We get a nice farm down here. Likely we see the Dusknoir come back in, because the energy there is a lot more efficient. Oh, dang. It's actually a team that I remember recommending a while ago during Catch Cup. I wouldn't want to say I recommended a team like this, but I did. I recommended a Dusknoir Stunfisk team. It was kind of tragic. It was tough times, alright? It was back in the days where I really didn't have a lot of good Pokemon built for Catch Cup. But I do remember recommending this exact same team. Interesting. If they don't think that I threw the Shadow Ball here, this could actually be huge. Oh, dang. They do think I threw the Shadow Ball. Yeah, they're at 7 right now. This game's gonna come down to the very end. Okay? Well, I almost have back-to-back Shadow Balls here. We'll see what we can do. We get the knockout, okay. I think I survive a move here. It could be risky to no-shield this, but I think I have to. I do. I'm gonna swap. I know I can survive and win CMP. I think I win this, actually. Because I have an Aura Sphere. Licky Licky should win CMP into Ufisk. And I have an Aura Sphere right now in my Togekiss. Hold on, did I just get this game? I think I might have. Again, I don't know how many games have to come down to like a potential one-turn lag lose condition, but there's a chance I could lose this to one-turn lag. Or if I'm like crazy and I don't win CMP with my Licky Licky here, that could be bad too. But I have this Shadow Ball loaded. Body Slam at this point would be enough anyway. Let's see what happens. Down to the wire here. Discharge knocks us out. They probably have a second move loaded, but Licky Licky comes in. They actually didn't even have a second move. And we just go for the Shadow Ball here. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised we just won that one. This is such a tricky team comp for me to see, because Ufisk, once my Gourgeist goes down, is pretty tricky for Togekiss and Licky Licky, but I guess we had just enough energy there on our little Licky Licky to win it. Oh, that was it. It was a 4-1 set. Okay. You know, I could have gone 5-0. If I didn't let that Rock Slide happen against our Togekiss, that would have been a 5-0. All right, next game. We'll see Licky Licky into Gator. All right, I don't hate that lead, actually. The best thing about this lead for us is our backline doesn't necessarily want to see this. So we should be in a pretty good spot here, especially if they save swap a Fortress. That's a bold play. Dude, okay. Yeah. This is good news. This is great. All right, next game. Gonna be hard to top that one. Okay, Malamar. Shadow Malamar lead. Don't love this just because it's got superpower and foul play, right? So they have ways to hit both my Gourgeist and my Licky Licky for super effective damage here. And that could be a little bit scary depending on what they want to do. But they can come in here with the body slams and we can whittle this down. And we actually get a shield, interestingly enough. All right. We catch a move too? Okay, this is getting better. This is getting slightly better for us, but they are back-to-back attacks here. And I guess this could be a Hyper Beam. Okay, luckily no Hyper Beam. And, I mean, if they want to build up more energy, they can. They try to catch a move on Gourgeist. That's a smart play, but luckily, I mean, if you're staying in as a Malamar, I love Malamar. I know the plays Malamar makes. It's pretty obvious what they're going to do. They're likely going to Seed Bomb, yeah. But I do survive the Seed Bomb here. So I can no-shield this, and I can set up a farm down for me in the back line. Let's go for the Psyshock. I don't want to knock them out if I can help it. I want to put them into 2 rollout range. So we'll see if that's what this is. That's 1 rollout range. I messed up a little bit there. But I mean, honestly, that's still very fine. They superpower, though. Yeah, they don't. Nice. So we get the no-shield call right there. And I mean, they're at another move right now, so likely we get a shield by this, but I want to guarantee it. So I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball and see what they want to do. They do shield, okay. And I mean, now I can get the Body Slam off. And at this point, I might just be putting them into 1 Incinerate range, which would be pretty big if possible. Yeah, we just come in here. 1 Incinerate should be able to make it so we 1 shield, snipe down basically the full second attack this thing has, and then a 1 shield Gourgeist, once a Malamar is out of the way, should hopefully have play into the final Pokemon. And I mean, under normal circumstances, that'd be a pretty bad Pokemon to see here. But I mean, I think I'm in a pretty good spot, because I have the shield, I have all of this energy. Let's go. Alright, we got our next game, Mammy. What's he running? Licky Licky into Shadow D-Knight. Good lead, but they likely have superpowers, so they could still put in some work if they wanted to. And we're just going to go straight for the Body Slam here. I don't want to play any games I want to make sure we get his shields from this if I can. You know, the funny thing is, I guess Gourgeist technically walls the energy from this Pokemon, right? That's something I wouldn't have thought about under normal circumstances. But we'll shield the first move, likely a Thunder Punch. Oh, it's actually a superpower. Nice, okay. I don't love seeing Empoleon here. I don't have a great answer to it on my team. It is shield. I really wanted that to land, honestly. Okay, we try to go for a catch. It does not work. This game is unraveling quickly. If I got a catch off there, I might be in a better spot, but really nice patience there by our opponent. I mean, I think I have to shield this. I need the Incinerate damage, and I need, potentially, to land a Shadow Ball here. I should be able to just barely outpace to a move here. Oh, good. Oh my goodness. What a catch. That's a nice play by them. I'm in such hot water now. I don't think there's a way to win this. There's actually a chance I don't see the third Pokemon this game. That's the tragic part about this whole thing. I don't know why I went for a Seed Bomb, but luckily they throw energy anyway. Oh, man. I don't know about this, guys. I don't know about this. The Empoleon, I knew that was going to be a tricky Pokemon to see today. I was hoping not to see too many of those. Hopefully we get a shield here? I don't know. Do we want a shield? We probably want a shield, but probably want a damage against this too. Okay, honestly, I guess the damage here is not bad. If the final Pokemon is so weak to Fairy-type Pokemon we can win this game, then that'd be amazing. But it was a Dragonite lead, so likely not the case. Oh, man! Double steal. Dang, they got us good here. Well played. Going down to shields and then an Empoleon, that's just a recipe for disaster. At least I saw the third. Alright, next game. Licky Licky into Shadow Typhlosion. Okay, that's actually a really good lead. We outpace here to the Body Slam. Super effective rollout damage is going to do a lot of damage as well. And I mean, our Gourgeist wants to avoid this at all costs, so I'm pretty fine with this. They are going to likely go for an Incinerate here into a Blast Burn, and they're likely going to no-shield this Body Slam, but I'm very fine if they let this go. Because getting a Typhlosion out of the way is always a good thing, in my opinion. We're at 3 right now. I don't think, unless they go for a Thunder Punch, I don't think there's any way they get to a second move this game. They do Thunder Punch, so they'll get to a second Thunder Punch here, potentially. But I'm fine with that. We can survive this. We can get a full farm down. And I mean, now this Pokemon is out of the way for our backline. That's still going to do a lot of damage. Honestly, that does do a sizable amount there. But what comes in? Whoa. Astonished Ludicolo, I guess, comes in. That's not exactly what I was expecting, I'll be real. We'll go for the Shadow Ball, just to get as much damage against him as we can. Does that mean maybe it's like a Gourgeist in the back? Okay, they throw energy immediately here. And I mean, that's kind of fine by me, honestly. Because I wanted them to not get a full Astonish down on us. And now I can bring in my Togekiss here and start getting some peck damage against him. We'll go for a catch here as well on a resisted Weather Ball, which hopefully is a good play and hopefully not a bad play. But we'll see. Weather Ball, that doesn't do too much to us. Final Pokemon is a Jellicent here. It's not exactly the best Pokemon I could see. Oh man, this timing is so scuffed as well. And I have to shield this, unfortunately, but I think I just lose. I needed to throw a little bit sooner here. Because now I don't get 3 Seed Bombs off. If I got a third Seed Bomb, maybe there could have been play. But they're 1 away here from their next move. I don't know, maybe there's still a chance, though. Because they're at a Shadow Ball now, right? But, like, what if I swap out here? Back into my Togekiss, and maybe I don't get one-shot by a Shadow Ball? Like, that could be an option to maybe have play here. Landing Psyshock puts him into Seed Bomb range. And they throw on Alignment. I need to survive this plus 1 Hex, and then maybe I can still win this game. Shadow Ball. Okay. Alright. And now we farm down. And we Seed Bomb. And that should be enough. Okay, we found our way through this. We kind of misplayed the Gourgeist into Jellicent matchup, but luckily, because Togekiss, I guess, isn't as squishy as I thought, it still put in quite a bit of work here into the Jellicent. There we go. That was kind of a scary one, though, not gonna lie. Alright, next opponent here. Licky Licky into Clefable. Okay. Very neutral lead matchup. It's good that we're avoiding this on our Togekiss, kind of, but Togekiss, honestly, is not that bad here. Because while we do get one-shot by a Meteor Mash, what doesn't happen is they don't win CMP, and in the two-shield matchup, you can still put in work there, so... Like, this is a good lead to see, but it's not a slam dunk lead. We go for a Meteor Mash, it does a lot. But we do survive it here, and we can Shadow Ball the Clefable, and then we can Body Slam the Clefable. And we'll see what's going to be in the back here. I don't really see a lot of Clefables. A lot of different things in the back, I think. We do survive this attack here, so we'll go for the classic no-shield maneuver. And, I mean, honestly, what if I just, like, swap? That might be a terrible play, because they can get a Meteor Mash here, but I'm going to get a lot of energy. I can just shield and farm down if they stay in. I mean, they're going to swap out now. But I save a Body Slam. I get 6 pecks of energy here on my Togekiss. Might still be some play for us this game. We'll see what they have, though. Big Meteor Mash. Okay, well, that's huge. We bait out a Mandibuzz with our Togekiss. That's insane. Our Gourgeist would never have had a chance here. I know there is a team made by Jason2890 that had this core. I cannot for the life of me remember what that team was, though. I don't remember what the third was. I mean, knowing him, it's probably like Annihilate or something crazy. But, I mean, we're in a pretty good spot here just by baiting this out. I mean, it's likely going to be something that I at least have more play into here than Mandibuzz for my Gourgeist, right? Big Aura Sphere. Do we get a shield or a knockout? Either. But we'll go for this play, where we save our Togekiss, we get a CMP sack swap here. And we'll see what's in the back. Oh, it's a Furret. Okay, this is gonna be weird, because Gourgeist is not unplayable here, but Togekiss is still around, and I want to get some more use out of this if I can. Oh, they got a 2 Sucker Punch lead, which actually makes it so they can outpace us here to a Swift. I don't know. They might try to catch at some point, too. Or, okay, so they're 1 away here. They have the Swift, like, right now, after the next Sucker Punch. Okay? I mean, the thing is, the energy on Furret is not that important into our Gourgeist, so this game's gonna get so close. I get the second shield. If we can put them into a range here, where Incinerate and Seed Bombs can knock them out before they just, like, ramp up and farm us down, maybe I can win this, but I don't know. I think Furret might be just strong enough here. I'm just gonna throw immediately, though. I think I have to. Throw immediately, go for the Incinerate down, and just hope for the very best. Ah, if this is a Trailblaze here, yeah, they just Sucker Punch us down. That's kind of tragic. That was so close here. But I think they just have us. Yeah. Not a great backline for a Pumpkin to see, I'm not gonna lie. But it was a close one. We made it, I think, about as close as we could there. And we get a 3-2 set, which could be a lot worse, I suppose. But it could have been better. Maybe there's a chance we could have won that last one if I played better than I did there. And there we go. 3,000. On the dot. Yeah, I mean, Togekiss really did put on a show here today. The only problem with this Pokemon is it is a little bit squishy, but with the amount of damage it can do with Peck as well as Aura Sphere, and even Psyshock as a coverage move, it makes it so much fun to use here in the Go Battle League. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.